What is up, LuxAlgo family? My name is Jacob, and we are back yet again on the LuxAlgo live stream. Today, we're going to mix it up a bit, get into some really fun things to look at today. And my goodness, starting out, Bitcoin back to 43K. We have FOMC in exactly 55 minutes. The minutes will be coming out. Hopefully, maybe we get a spike on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been rallying like crazy today. And man, we got some fun stuff to look at, that is for sure. But how you guys doing? Hope you had a good evening, of course. Back again with the daily streams, 1 Eastern. And you know the ordeal today. Lots of important news coming out throughout the end of the day. Probably going to set the tone for the rest of the week. So be ready. Okay, be ready for that 1 p.m. news. Sorry, it's 1 Central, but 2 Eastern. So make sure you are ready to go for that. All right. I'm going to see some familiar faces yet again. Fame, welcome back, my friend. Renato, welcome back. Glad to be back on the stream, guys. In this case, let's dive into some review. Okay. Let's dive into some review there. I wonder why. Oh, he was spamming the messages. I was wondering what. You said Sui's giving you a hard time there, Steph. I haven't even looked at Sui today, but we'll make sure we get over the rest of these on the so-called wheel of analysis here in just a second. But for now, guys, remember Bitcoin. There's some things I do want to review from yesterday. We're going to dive into our little bit of a recap really quickly to start us off. Remember, FOMC, though, coming up in 1 hour is going to affect kind of what we're looking at. But let's take a look into roughly what we did yesterday here on our analysis, especially with that 4-hour time frame. Let's see how Jacob did today. All right, I was asking about the price action concepts indicator. This is something we like to look for. Is a retracement above and holding above the BOS. The nice part about that is there is an imbalance sitting here. Remember that imbalance? So do you guys remember that imbalance? All right, that's what we talked about yesterday. A buy side imbalance sitting there above this high. This is a great little spot that we could easily target for a, let's do this one. We can, that's because that's pretty much the higher low in this case. I guess we have there, but I mean, we can keep going. Down. Let's double down on our fibs. What you got for me? So, Fibonacci is lining up here. You pretty much right within that imbalance. Also lining up and the BOS, right? Remember what we said? That's what I'm talking about. Okay. This is exactly what we look for, right? We're up over that previous high. This is where that imbalance was sitting. Let's just repeat what we just went over, right? We were sitting right here before that retracement, okay? We were just sitting right here before that retracement. We have these imbalances here, right? Look at what happened. I mean, it just beautifully came through it, rebounded right off it. We're back at those highs, right? I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. In this case, now we're looking really, really good for that breakout. The FOMC is going to be quite interesting at this level on Bitcoin here, and even getting through that high now is quite important. This candle today, absolute monster. The candle hit a high 43,466. Then we broke right through that as well, 43,741. Right, absolutely incredible there on Bitcoin with the 4-hour lining up perfectly with lining up with that high. So with past very Jacob, good price action so far on a 4-hour Bitcoin chart. Right. So exactly see a retracement. Hold on, we need to look at this. Let's look at this again. See a retracement into that imbalance. But for now, hold on. Let's watch that one more time. If 43,000 breaks, I would say the low of this. 43115. So essentially what we want to see right now is a pretty strong candle, something like that. Oh my gosh, he said what? Pretty strong candle, something like that. Look at that strong candle right there through that low. I mean, this, man, I might as well be talking about the future here. All right, I mean, this couldn't have lined up any better. Like a full body candle to the downside. Then we'll. All right, so you get the gist, right? This is exactly what we wanted. We got that. We got the bounce back. And we're back at 43.5. I mean, this is incredible. Now, again, I wish I was this perfect every single time. I could say I am, but nobody is. In this case, though, absolute incredible bounce there. Right now, though, upside targets. Let's look. Look at the upsides. Okay, I'm going to bring up the upside targets here just a bit. We can talk about it. we do have a bearish imbalance on the daily, right? Sitting up there, the 44K mark. 44K mark was the one we've been talking about all week, right? So that 44K mark would be our upside target so far, which would indicate a lovely breakout, right? With that lovely breakout, we could see a, you know, maybe filling some of this imbalance on the sell side here, but that's kind of what we're really eyeing. We're really on that 44K, but the problem is the FOMC. FOMC is good. We stay on track with what we're looking at. You know, Jerome comes in and says, hey, you know, we're going to cut rates this year. If he says something like that, then we would probably see 45K. We'd probably see 45K. All right. In that case, that's what we really want to look for. Let's jump into Ethereum really quick. ETH really fast. Wow. I don't know here on ETH. Let's go back into yesterday on ETH real fast and see what we're going for. But right now, definitely bullish with those two bullish candles. Absolutely incredible. Let's see real fast. ETH, where you at, my friend? ETH right here. All right. Yep. Retest breakout points. 4 hour, we said top of the range. Listen to this, man. Play through, which it very well could because of this sell-off and this buy and this nice breakout we had here on both sides. Very possible. There's lower liquidity sitting there, especially if it gets over this level of 2384. So, you know, it could very well break up to 24. 13, 24, 24.
Okay, all right.
I will say, though,
here we go.
In this is the good stuff. State, like, this is just the top of the range. I would see if this range wants to reject. If you want full-on
what's to see if this range wants to reject? Okay. All right, Jacob, what you got for me? What you got for me? What you got for me?
Wow. This is... If this doesn't just say, why aren't you guys tuning in every day? Well, then this is exactly why you should be tuning in every day. Top of the range, right? That's what we wanted to see for a reject. Go to the ETH 4 hour yet again. Give me that profile. Give it to me. Why aren't you showing up? Okay, there you go. We are pulling into, where is this thing?
Right in this high right here. Right there.
You see ETH? You see why these volume profiles are so important, right? Top of the range with a reject. Let's just recap one more time. 13, 24, 24.
Yep.
I will say, though, in this current state, like, this is just the top of the range. I would see if this range wants to reject. If you want, I would see if this range wants to reject. We got that reject exactly. We're getting a retracement into that BOS at 2300. And, I mean, nothing could be better than that. In this case, bouncing off that previous high, right? So now what we look for is a continuation from this level into the 2400. 2400, like, that's the holy grail right now. 2400 is the holy grail. Let's break through 2400. Then we're going to hit 2500. So that's something that you really, really want to focus on, is that breakout of 2400. You can see why yesterday we discussed that top of the range was super important, and that is because we got the perfect reject. So, I mean, again, this is something it's just basic fundamentals of the way these prices move. So if you're in the stream, this is why you tune in every day. We're going to go over what we went over yesterday. We're going to talk about it the same day right now on the Ethereum 4-hour chart. We're still in this upward trend here on a shorter time frame, okay? BOS, though, at 2300 bouncing, right? Obviously, we like to see it bounce a little bit higher, but in this case, this high was way more significant than this breakout high, right? So for now, we are okay. I would say in this general sense, though, we do want to go retest this high. If not, there could be an indication that here, this breaking is a structure shift. Now, I do like that we bounced off an imbalance that we're seeing right now, right? But for now, we are still a little bit bullish, okay? So bullish on this side still so far, so because we're setting higher lows for Ethereum right now, targeting the 2375. level would be where I'm looking for. If we go to the daily time frame, though, you can see here daily candle was pretty good. Did reject that imbalance, which once again lined up with those previous highs, lined up with that volume profile, exactly what we wanted to see. FOMC is going to drive this entire move later, more than likely. So we will see that live in action here in about 45 minutes. So prepare for that. Now, to start things off, you guys know the ordeal. Let's first off get out of this intro. Let's hop into the charts and the wheel of analysis, new operation, right? Instead of having it main screen, we have it on the side over here like always. Guys, if you want something specifically analyzed, you tell me right now. Throw it in the chat. We're going to go over it. The first few, if I see it, if I like it, we'll go over it. Solana we usually go over. We'll leave that up. ARB, though. Let's do that. ARB. Excuse my R, of course. EOS. I like it. EOS. Excuse my terrible handwriting yet again. ADA, we did go over yesterday. Well, XRP, we haven't done that yet. XRP. ADA. Holla at me. Link. We haven't done Link in a minute. Link. What's we got? Rune. We got TIA. We haven't looked at TIA in a while. TIA. Excuse my non-capital I there. Gold we always look over. Don't worry about that. Nifty 50. Gold again. We always look at that. Quit with the gold. We know. We're going to do gold. Don't worry. Okay, if you put gold in the chat one more time, I swear. All right, Euro JPY. I'm going to lose it if I see gold again. Let me see. Okay, I get it. Bonk. We ain't doing no bonk. We did bonk yesterday. Go check out that analysis. Okay, 1 second. BCH. We haven't seen BCH. BCH. What else you got for me? SUI. We do SUI. SUI. Well, NAS 100. Shiba. We haven't seen Shiba in a minute. Don't we have AVAX up there? All right. We'll do Avalanche. AVAX. I think we did that yesterday, but whatever at this point. Yes, and okay, AVAX on the board. MAV. Shiba. Gold. Swear. Chat, if you say gold one more time, we're going over gold, okay? We always go over gold. If you're new here, just know to not come in the chat and request gold because we're going to go over it. Pendle. Let me see. Nifty. Pendle. CHZ. NFP. STX. Ooh, what's STX? Let's see. I don't remember that one. Okay. It's not bad. Shiba. Do we need a crap coin? Okay, let's see. Shiba. Shiba, that's rough. Shiba. We tried to break out and it failed. Oil, we go over oil. Always go over oil. Guys, anything that's major, we will always go over. If you're new to the chat, I'm sorry, but just we get the same things all the time. Bitcoin. Chat, if we go over... If you say Bitcoin, I'm going to lose it. NAS. Gold. Pendle. All right, I'm going to look at Pendle again. Pendle. That is not right. I don't even know what this is. What am I supposed to do with this? Huh? Am I supposed to just say... This thing's going to continue? Because look at it. Look at the daily on this thing. This thing's just going to the moon. This is going to the moon faster than Dogecoin. What? There's no reason to analyze this. This thing's going crazy. Manta. I can't type today. Manta, what do you got? Manta, no. Crude oil. I'm sorry. To those of you who want Manta, these things, they have no data. I can't. It's not worth it. Not worth it. Okay, one more second. I'm going back. Let's see what we got here. Mav looked interesting. Oh, man, I wish this thing was on a bit. Yeah, I can't. No, this thing is just saying sayonara. What else we got? Come on. ICP. I know ICP we've done before, and I think it actually did. Okay, boom. There you go. ICP. That's it. Sorry. And you guys know the ordeal. We always go over the majors. We go over gold. We go over Bitcoin. We go over Ethereum. We go over the NASDAQ. We go over a lot of them. Okay. Real quick. I do think we need music. What kind of music are you guys into? What kind of music are you guys into? I have some background music here. It's like some just basic background music in a certain genre. Alex, I'm sorry, buddy. We're going to go over gold. I promise. We're going to go over gold. I promise. Daddy was a milkman. I wish I knew what that meant. 80s? Oh, was that the Metallica? Goodness gracious. Pump beats? Lo-fi girl. Man, you guys are all over the board here. Okay. Lo-fi. I just typed in Lo-fi USD. Is that even a thing? Lo-fi USD, is that a ticker symbol I can trade? Lo-fi Christmas came up. Lo-fi hip-hop. Okay. I saw lo-fi first, so let's see if it's any good. Some good. Again, this is all copyright free music, so sorry if it's not the best. Okay. I kind of vibe with that. Okay. Got a little bit of lo-fi in the background to kind of keep you guys tamed a bit. Just tamed a little bit. Let's hop into Bitcoin one more time. Those of you that are just looking at Bitcoin, remember, we got that breakout. We had to bounce off the fair value gap that we talked about yesterday, which is around the 42.8 level there in this previous high. Getting this breakout, we said on the stream, as you can see there, does FOMC drive us to 45K? Well, that's something we're going to be looking for, okay? In this case, though, 44,000 right now is that upside target that we're watching because of this previous resistance, right? The previous resistance of that upside target is the 44K mark, so that's really important to watch. Now, when we talked about the 4 hour, we said, one second. Yeah, we talked about the 4 hour. We said we do want to break out. That's the biggest thing right now. If we don't break out, we treat resistance again. More than likely, we will break this previous bounce we just had. But as we looked at yesterday, we said, that 42,800 mark was beautiful for the bounce. Great job, Bitcoin. 44K is the first level we are going to be looking for. A lot more bullish than we are bearish. Ethereum, one last time, bounce off that previous high. Okay, there's the indicator. And this imbalance off of this previous high, right? And the BOS. This broke back up. So I do want to see 2375 get tested on Ethereum if we're going to consider this a bullish breakout. That has to get tested. If that does not get tested, you're going to see a lower high. And you're going to see this little uptrend that we've been having on the oscillator absolutely fail miserably. So in this case, though, Ethereum, you're going to have to see that pump as well with FOMC. It's probably going to drive where this thing ends up going here in about, what we got, less than that. 38 minutes, okay? FOMC, 38 minutes. But in this case, looking for a break and retest at this high. That's the most important thing right now on Ethereum. Otherwise, this will be a failed little uptrend after this massive sell-off. So that's what I want to watch for, okay? That is what I want to watch for. Right. Okay, jumping into the next move is gold for all you guys talking about gold for the very, very longest time. Okay, so we talked about this on the stream all week. We were like, hey, this, this overall movement on this really sucks. It was terrible. The movement on gold has been absolutely garbanzo. It's been really bad. Going up to the 20,050 is great. Finally seeing some bullish price action. Remember, we said we were bullish all week over 20,000, over 2,000. Okay, we're always bullish over 2,000. Always bullish over 2,000. I can go back on the stream. I can go back in time. But in this case, we said 2,000. guess what? We're still over 2,000. We're still long. We're still hollering, right? This imbalance here on the bear side has fully gotten filled on the daily, okay? So here we go. We broke that uptrend. Still bullish. What I personally want to see, and where's my drawing tools? There they are. I want to see retracement bouncing off, showing support off the change character, right? Change character is super important level that I like to look at and want to go from, right? 20,000. Why do I keep saying 20,000? Like, is that just what's going to happen? 2,040 is that level right now. If you want to see that, we've broken out of this now. So that's step one, breaking out. Step two is showing that this breakout is actually confirmed before actually continuing into the 2,100 range. In this case, though, these higher lows are beautiful. They're in line with each other, which is really good. Notice what happened. This is the biggest thing we always go over. We bounced and held right off this previous high. Beautiful. That's exactly what we wanted to see. We bounced. We came down in honestly, this is pretty much the overall idea around it is similar to a bull flag, right? But again, it broke out of that upwards trend, did not set another rejection point, and we got the first change of character we're looking for. So in this case, it would be honestly the best if gold were to break this high here at 20,055, right? If that swing high breaks, would be a lot better. You can see it's having resistance on it already. So in this case, I would definitely want to see that probably break before we actually get a move through into the 2100s again. So essentially, let's really focus on that break, because then maybe at that point we have a nice 4 hour. Let's go into that. Maybe at that point we do get a nice setup, right? For now, on these lower time frames, and honestly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dive into the price action concept indicator. I'm going to adjust that volume threshold on the FVGs 2.5. That way we can get rid of the little guys. Just for today. Just for today, make it special. But in this case, guys, BOS on the 4 hour. Large upper wick. Not a huge fan. Large upper wick. Once again, not a huge fan. But in this case, we're holding. Remember, over 2,000, we are holding. We're like, hey, this is our level. This is what we like. But look at these highs right here with the change character. This is where you could say, hey, this could be where I take a trade. Now, if we get that retracement, let's pull up our Fibonacci here off the low here, off the high so far. See, this is why I want to see a proper move through that previous swing, because this Fibonacci does not look good. Does not look good right now. So here you go. One more time. Do the Donald Trump hands. Okay. This is why. Look at where this guy on the Mr. Fib here lines up, right? All of this golden pocket lines up within that high volume traded range. I don't like that. It's not a good trend type situation. I don't like that on gold. Now, if we do get a breakout, right? If we get a breakout, we get a spot, probably, I don't know. I want a candle close, at least at this high, to 2060 maybe, but up here would be good. If we get a breakout, let's just say right here. If I pull a fib from there, look at where the 50% retracement roughly lines up, right? At that high there, even if we get a bigger breakout, anywhere above this high would be good. So let's just say it's somewhere around, let's just say 2065. Look at where the fib starts lining up here on that retracement. It lines up with these highs. That's something that we really like to see. Proper structure being formed. That's why I would like a bigger breakout to the upside, especially clearing this previous pivot point there. Beautiful. That's what you want to see for a continuation from this level. Now, for now, that's what we're going to be waiting for to make sure that continuation works. If not, if we get something earlier, then you wait to see if you actually can hold up over this strong resistance that it had and wicked at several times. That's the biggest point. Right now, focus on that 2037 to hold. If not, first bet here, I want to see this breakout of 2060. 2060 first breakout would be awesome. Would be awesome. Guys, you know the ordeal. If you want the $300 giveaway on Friday, we have to get those likes up to 100. So smash that like button. Also, remember, you do have to be subscribed if you want to be one of those $100 winners. And you have to be here present on Friday to enter. So make sure you hit the like button, because we can easily get to 100 likes if you want to actually do that. So please hit the like button. All right, let's get into it though. Once again, gold 2060. We need that break. Let's hope our prediction plays out yet again. Praying that it does. Okay. Next up. Let's do the NQ. Because our little guy said, alrighty, I am done with these highs. We finally got that retracement. Now remember. Oh, you see our name on TradingView? No way. Now remember. We talked about this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. This continues to set highs. The oscillator continued to set lower highs. That is a divergence play. We've been waiting for the divergence to play out. And guess what? It is starting to play out. We're starting to get that retracement. This is something we've been waiting on for a while. Now, notice here, though. Notice here. It's at a high. It's at a high. It's at a higher high. It's at a higher high. We had a little retracement. That indicates more than likely a trend continuation. We got the trend continuation. Now, we set a lower low off of that, right? And now we set a lower high. That is the start to a potential retracement yet again. We're starting to see that actually retrace. In this case, we're looking really good on that. Let's dive into the daily, or let's dive into the 4 hour. Please. Okay. We're in here now. Let me full screen this really quick. We are in this. Now, we're inside that imbalance, right? We are extending on the oscillator to the downside. And we are inside of this. We are inside of this neocloud. Right? Neocloud, we're still inside of it. Remember, when the neocloud, we're inside of it, we don't trade. We're inside of it, we don't trade. We need to break down, we need to break out. That's what we look for. Now, in this case, for this 4 hour, what looks so good is a retest of that previous high on the NASDAQ. That would be beautiful. That would line up so well. We are inside an imbalance, though. On the 4 hour here, you can see right there. You can see this beautiful little box here. It's a nice buy side imbalance, right? Some nice leftover buy orders. Well, guess what? Guess what happens when you enter an imbalance? Okay, guess what happens when you enter an imbalance on the buy side? Buy side imbalance, right? Very large FEG, very large imbalance. Guess what happens? People start buying. Look at the low. Let's mark the low. Let's just mark it. What did I just do? Guess what happens? Boom. Horizontal line lining up directly at the bottom of this, nearly the whole thing. Look at these buys. Look at the buys coming in on the 4 hour. Beautiful. Buys coming in. So this is where the competing factors come into play. We had a change character. We had a reject of that same high. Guess what? Boom. Came back down. Had to break a structure. Now, what I would see is something similar to this. If you want to continue this downtrend, right? This looks really strong. Let's say this is also your high to low. Your golden pocket lines up beautifully with that high to low formation there on the Fibonacci. Lines up perfectly. So this is indicating a nice little setup. Now today we do have FOMC. I'm a 4 hour order block, Benji. Well, you're a 15-minute order block. Schooled him. But in this case, we have the 4 hour FEG sitting right at these lows, right? 17,500. That's what I would look for right now for a retracement. If this FEG is going to hold. If this thing gets completely liquidated on the NASDAQ, we're probably going to go retest this high. But again, we might need, and we definitely need, look at this. We definitely need a turning point and a retracement and then a rejection, right? Because look, lower high, lower high, lower high. What's up next? Well, let me guess, lower high. We need that lower high again. We set a lower low, lower low, lower low. We just need the formation to play out, guys. It's that simple. It's not, we're not trying to make these things complicated, right? This is why we look at higher time frames. They really help. But again, that's what you want to see. That lower high would form probably right up here with the beautiful structure point that we would be talking about at the 17,500. We'll come back and then you can roast me if I'm wrong. But in this case, yesterday we literally predicted Ethereum and Bitcoin to a T. It was perfect. Beautiful. Can't go wrong so far. Don't hold me to that. But in this case, let's look at crude oil. Mr. Crude Oil. Now, for those of you who know, I've been in a swing on crude oil for a while, since the low 70s, right? Low 70s. I took some off at 79. And then I I also said, okay, we're going to be holding so long as price holds over the 76 mark. Now, this is the 4-hour. Look at this. If price does close under this 75 mark, I will be closing out. We haven't done Solana yet, Jockey. Don't worry about it. We're going to do it here in just a little bit. If crude oil closes below the 76 mark, guess what? I will be closing my position. So thank you. If it does, do a full body close. Now, depending on maybe this next 4-hour candle, we'll see how it trades off in just a minute. But you might as well take profits at 75. We're in the low 70s. That could be beautiful. But that is that structure point we would be watching. Daily-wise. Daily-wise. I'm going to bring down that music just a tad so it's not too loud for you guys. Daily-wise, though, here you go. Once again, we have the 75, 78. I would really like to see more people buy off this level. I'm praying maybe FOMC drives that just a bit, but we're going to wait till the end of the day to decide on if we want to hold or not. But we're inside that bearish order block. We have rejected it. And we have tried to bounce off of that previous change character. But again, we like to follow the proper structure points. So we had our beautiful run to 79. We took profits. 76 now is what we want to hold. If that doesn't hold, then, you know, we close position. We wait for the next setup. But again, we hit it. We're good. Let's jump to Solana. Solana. I just wish I could... Guys, I can't make this up. You have to be on the stream each week. You have to be on the stream each day if you want to really see. I mean, we're just literally, we're killing it over here. Okay. I mean, honestly, let's get into that. Hold on. 1 second. Let's do a quick recap here. Where's my soul? Is that soul? Let's do a quick recap here. If it's going to load for me. It's probably going to make me watch my own ad. Recap. This is gold. Recap. Here we go. Off of that imbalance as well. Off of the previous BOS. That was bullish, right? Breaks back out, right? Solana's absolutely on a tear right now. It broke out. Why is this not 1080p?
Downtrend. Here we beauty. If I've ever seen one. 4-hour. Here you go. So for the 4-hour...
What you got?
Extended, right? So that's okay, right? That's okay. We're extended.
What you got for me, Jacob?
We are showing these nice breaks with good volume.
This was yesterday, by the way, for those of you that are just joining the stream.
Go for retracement here soon. I will say this isn't a buy at 100. I would say that under 100, I think for Solana has been okay for buys, but we talked about a long
Let him
time
cook
ago under that 80 price.
Let him cook.
Now, let's take a quick gander into the eyes of the volume.
Okay, hold on, Jacob. Let's get up there.
Right now, a healthy retracement would be the bottom of that range, right? Be the bottom of that range of $92. So
let him cook.
Take like this area here with, you know,
let him cook.
On a retracement.
Where
continue to explode.
Let him cook.
But here's the best part: is the daily, right? The daily time frame. This
hold on
close up. If this thing can close over 105.50, 105.44, whatever this price
listen
is, this high is 105.44. Right. If this thing can close over 105.44, honestly, over 105, we could say, then I think it could be a very healthy retracement to this little area here off of this high, which is 102, 102.5.
Let him cook. Let's go back. Let's look at this. What happened? Where's that daily? What happened to the daily? The daily didn't close. The daily didn't close above. I mean, this is just, like I said, I can't make this up. Daily broke out. Guess what? It did not close. It did not close above. So look what happens. We got that healthy retracement. Let's go to the 4-hour. We got the healthy retracement. We rejected this upper order block. Never closed. In this case, came back down. We bounced, right? We bounced off 100. We bounced off this low 100. We even talked about yesterday, if you're going to actually buy this thing, you would probably want to be below 100. AI edited deepfake. Great. Now I can't be real online. I can't be real. All right, in this case, here you go. We had the bearish divergence give form to the top. Remember, that's always an early indication that this might have a retracement. But guess what? That's exactly what happened. We got the overnight retracement. We were at the highs. We had a divergence form. We also were at an order block. Guess what? That's a key sign that this actually could be a pretty strong level. And we got the retracement. Guess what, though? We have now set a higher low, which is pretty good.
I'm not a huge fan of this. Did break below this high to set that higher low. But because it hit 100, we talked about 100 probably being that psychological level that people are going to be like, ooh, I should probably buy this if it's under $100. But this level right here is what we talked about, 102. People might start buying. All right, so in this case, here we are. We're in this state. This is what I don't like. This is what I don't like. There's two things I like, and there's another thing that I don't like. So we have a little bit of conflicting analysis here. Now, FOMC is going to determine everything here in about 20 minutes. FOMC is probably going to determine the overall markets. We'll see if Solana even reacts to it. That's, something to pay attention to. But in this case, right now, we are setting higher lows, but this is a very aggressive downside higher low. Look at the overall trend here from this low compared to what just happened. Not exactly on that same slope, which is what I, first off, don't like. The second thing I don't like is the fact that we had higher lows formed on the lows of the oscillator all the way up until we got a bearish divergence. Now, we might just have to see a bigger retracement for this thing to actually continue through that high. Now, that does come down to FOMC, right? If FOMC is really good, then maybe we get a really, 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 really good breakout. That's very possible. Now, because of that divergence there, we definitely got that retracement. Here's what you kind of want to see. We need another turning point here forming. If that turning point happens roughly around where we're at now, we do have a decent probability of going to break out of that, breaking out of that high. The biggest thing I don't like is the amount of resistance that has formed at this level, and we just retested it again and could not break it. So if I'm going to be completely honest, if you want to day trade this thing, you probably, the safest route, less risk, which I know you guys won't listen to me, but in this case, if you want to do the less risk, Nixon, you need to break out of the 106, 107, 106.5. That's what I would want. I would want the full breakout of 106 before I would consider any type of this retracement trade. Now, if you're a long-term trader and you're holding on to Solana, anytime you get that price under $100, always a good buy, in my opinion. If you want to hold this for the next few years, under $100, fantastic on Solana. We talked about under 80, and I deleted my drawing down there. That's depressing. But under 80, we talked about a beautiful bounce. What's up, man? How you doing? Good evening. In this case, though, this is a conflicting spot, in my opinion. Let's go back to the daily, though. What's nice is the daily. But look at this on the oscillator front. The oscillator front is super important here. This here finally broke out of this lower high that formed. Set a lower low, then it broke out. That's really clean price action. We want to see this come down, have a little retracement, and then pop. All right, we want to see it pop. Now, in that case, if that were to happen, guess what has to happen? It has to come back down. So this is the perfect spot for that to occur. Now, the other reason why I'm a little skeptical about where it's at, again, under $100, great buy for the long term. If you're day trading this, you might want to wait for that 105 breakout for a nice move. If we can get the full break through that high, that's good. But if we don't, this is essentially, I lined that up perfectly. This is essentially what we would want to see, right? Essentially what we would want to see, something like this. Now, that lines up with the overall 50% from that high to low so far, right? Beautiful high to low 50%. Doesn't matter. Those of you are probably going to be like, you drew it wrong. Well, here you go. Same thing. 50%. The 618 obviously is just flopped with the 382. In this case, though, that's what we would want to see. This gives us a beautiful buy off 92.35. 92.30s, 92, honestly, that range. That would be the beautiful buy for, like, if you want, like, pristine buy level. 4 hour, though, I'm going to remove these. Again, if you want to swing this, or you want to day trade this, you're going to probably, if you want to be safe breaking out of 106, you're probably going to crush that high and get the 110 that you probably really wanted. In this case, though, breaking back down, I think you could see that full-on retracement. Here you go. Here's the full-on retracement. We can even look at it from this stance. That full-on retracement starts to come into the low in 95, 92, like we said. Now, look what else kind of plays out very well for this area here, which is quite interesting. If I were to grab this, do this little box here, and I need to fix my box, but you can see the amount of times this wicked down near that box, traded, and tried to bounce. So that box would be a fantastic level for entry off of this retracement if you guys didn't get in before. So something to really consider is that 95 to 90 range there to look for your long-term buys, possible day trading spot. So that is Solana. Be careful right now. We need that breakout if we want to sincerely be bullish. If not, we might see a lower high due to I'm not a big fan of the oscillator at this given moment. So now let's pop over to the wheel of analysis, see what you guys got for me today. Starting with Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash. Okay. Cash money. BCH. USD. Look at Coinbase with the Bitcoin Cash. Okay. All right. This is extremely choppy with the Bitcoin Cash. Guys, we need to hit that 100 likes if you want to do. Can I see your Feb again? Whatever a Feb is. I honestly don't want to know. If you're saying, can I see your February again? I'm not entirely sure what that means. Oh, fib. Saying fib, not Feb. 90 to 92. 92 is where we're watching if you want a really good buy on Solana 92. Hit that like, guys. If you want to do the $100 giveaway on Friday, you need to hit that like, get up to 100. We're at 98. Let's go. Pump it. Okay. Bitcoin Cash, for the person that said that, here you go. This thing has been ranging like crazy. So, in my opinion, that's what you want to respect. You want to respect the range. That's very important. First step, though, let's go to that fixed range profile yet again and come back to this point. Boom. Honestly, no, this thing goes more. This is more. Let's go all the way back to when it broke into, like, here's these lows down here, you know what I'm saying? Like, right here. Bop. There you go. That's good. That's good. We're right at the POC. So when you're right at the POC, that means, you could hit either way. Sorry about that. Hit the mic. When you're right at the POC, Samsung keyboard. Okay. Because you have a Samsung keyboard. That's why I said 100 likes, guys. Thank you for that. We will be doing that $300 giveaway. But guess what? Tomorrow's the last day to hit the 100 likes. If we don't hit 100 likes tomorrow, if you don't return and hit 100 likes, then we will not be doing the giveaway. So you better come back and push that like button and hang out for a little bit. All right, Bitcoin Cash. Here we go. This case, right now, you had that nice little change of character. Now, volume's extremely low on this. Volume is extremely low. Eating chicken lunch. Fame said he's eating a chicken lunch there, Mickey. But again, guys, Bitcoin Cash, it bounced off the same exact lows that it's been treating. Now, we are in a current interesting state because the volume's so low. If I pull up a volume indicator, right, just the basic, can I type? The basic TradingView volume indicator. Look at how low this volume is. So first off, the first thing I would want to see is a competing volume day. I want to see strong volume coming to this, strong 4-hour volume candle come in. And then I want to see a structure break. Once again, we always talk about structure breaks. Now, if we were to pull up, if we were to pull on the Neo Cloud, look here. We are stuck inside the bearish side of things. In this case, though, this is an extended Neo. If I go down to the 1, sorry, that is not extended Neo. That was the one I wanted to go off of. 3 is the normal. You can see this has pretty much just been stuck, right? I want to see really clean volume on BCH if I actually want to trade this. Now, this is great. This is why we consider these high volume order blocks of 36% out here as a potential reversal area, because we get, wow. Okay. This is bravo oscillator. Look at this here. This is why you have multiple factors that come into this, right? In this case here on the BCH, we had a breakout of the oscillator while it's stuck in a downtrend. This is a boring song. Hold on. While it's stuck in a downtrend, it comes back, hits a bullish divergence, and then we rally. BCH right now, that bullish divergence really signaled this off that order block. Everything lined up for this reversal off here. BCH, in this case, we do have a bullish change character. So what I would want to see is actually this get broken with high volume. I want to see this thing break out of, let's say, these lower highs, and guess what? You have lower lows, which is a good indication this is type of a bull flag formation. But in this case, guess what we want to see? We want to see a bust and break through 242, maybe 243. I will say definitely leaning more bullish in this current state. If it can hold over, $233, that's where I would continue to be bullish over $233. If it breaks below that, it's going to go retest those lows, okay? So over 233, you're good. If you want a full-on trade, we need high volume to break us through 243, then trade it with that high volume, okay? That's what I look for. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. ARB. ARB, wow. Okay, I don't think we've looked at this one, which is quite interesting. I don't think we've looked at this one. Thanks, Master BCH, to the moon. Yes, sir. To the moon it is indeed, hopefully. That'd be really nice. All right, ARB, quite interesting little trader here. This guy's having a day, and it just is failing over the 190. Chicken. Thanks for that. Chicken lap. Appreciate it. Are you eating chicken for today for lunch? Okay, so here you go. In this case, Mickey always has chicken dinner ready. Every time chicken comes in to the chat, Mickey's going to be there. He's going to be waiting for you. All right, first things up. Guess what? ARB broke this potential uptrend breakout. It tried so hard, and it failed. This, in my opinion, right now, 4 hour is pretty bearish. It's pretty bearish. Now, the reason being is mostly because, for one, we had a bearish Neo, right? It broke out of the bearish Neo. Guess what? Neo Cloud could never catch up to continue this bullish little temporary trend here because it had a breakout and it failed that breakout. Now look, this slope got broken. That trend slope got broken, and the oscillator just broke a swing, a higher low. So a lot of conflicting things happening up here. This is essentially where I would lean into the bear side. You have a few things to think about. Right now, if you actually want this trend to continue, you have to break out of this high. You have to break out of, honestly, $2 would be your best bet. But let's just say 194. The only reason I don't like this is because the oscillator, it just broke its own structure. It easily could come back. Whoa. That was weird. Sorry. Could easily come back, set a lower high, and then head lower, right? In that case, though, same thing. When you're watching structure, similar situation here. You have, lower low, and then you have a lower high. So if that's the case here, price is going to come up here, and it's going to retrace back down there. That's something that you probably really want to watch right now. That's the higher probability end. Bro, in FVG, which one is better, inverse or imbalance, and find the best time frame. FVG in general is great, just regular FVGs. Look for imbalances, in my opinion. Those are my favorite parts to definitely identify as take profit points and potential entries. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. But in this case, this guy doesn't really have their imbalances hanging back a bit. 4 hour, definitely bearish, though. Looking for that lower high, more than likely, it would probably form somewhere right here off of that previous resistance. Guess what that means? Somebody tell me what would form if it rejects off of this level. What would that form? You have literally 30 seconds, or I'm going to tell you. What would this form if it rejects that level? Anybody? Somebody tell me. Somebody almost had it. There you go. Nick, you win a prize. Nick might be in the running for a great medium quarter zip. I'm gonna remember you, Nick. You come back on Friday, I might give you that. Nick's the first one. Somebody said inverse head and shoulders. I'm sorry, you were close, but it is a head and shoulders. Meds, you were giving one away because they gave me the wrong size. I did look pretty strong with it on, but it was a little too tight. I couldn't breathe by the end of the stream. So no. But in this case, we're giving away at least 1/4 zip. It is a medium size. You have to be a medium. Nick, first one to say head and shoulders. Great job. This would be a head and shoulders, right? There's your little head. There's your smiling face. That's what we would want to see. So this is why we're looking a little more bearish, guys. Leaning more bearish on the ARB, right? If that forms. Now, if that head and shoulders gets broken, which means it comes back up above the 190, that's exactly why we said we want to see that breakout through 194, because then that would indicate there's not a reversal pattern forming. But with the oscillator lining up as well, that's why we like it in that formation. Okay? Oscillator is leaning bearish. Let's go on to the next one, my friends. On the next one. Here we go. Give me something good. The minute I don't close my eyes, it doesn't land on anything. Tia, look at that. I close my eyes and it lands on something. Full margin day. Yeah, I don't know about that. Guys, we have 6 minutes till FOMC. If you are in any positions, just understand that you are in a position through potentially some strong volatility, so be careful. But Tia here. Tia said, here we go. Let's get it. All right. Starting with a 4-hour TIA. I don't know. Celestia. Is that right? Celestia? Did I say that right? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's probably wrong, to be honest. It's probably very wrong. But it's okay, because we're going to analyze the crap out of this thing. All right. First step, I see a significant low and a significant high. So my first indication is to draw a Fibonacci. Here we go. Fibonacci lining it up. Wham. That high lines up perfectly with a top. We have 4 minutes starting now. Look down here. When this hits 1400. Looking good. All right. We have a significant low. We have a significant high. We pull that Fibonacci all day long. This 50% retracement lines up. Let's just draw the line. Let's fill it. Middle line, fill the background. Give me that gold again. There you go. Bam. This lines up right there. That's a 50% retracement. It's lining up right where it's starting to bounce. Is this the right shoulder of a head and shoulders, or is the left shoulder too low? Yeah, this isn't necessarily... No, this isn't really setting up for a head and shoulders right now. We want to see a significant shoulders. Now, in this state, this is a great retracement, right? For the change of character. Change of character is lining up. If price on the 4-hour can continue to hold over 17, that's what I would really like to look for. This candle, the one before this 4-hour here, closed at 17.04. That's a great spot. If this one can close over that 17 price, I very, very much like it. Now, the other thing I do like is the fact that it is treating these other highs as a potential buy level, which is really important to see. In this case, though, let's go to the daily really fast. I want to watch the daily time frame. As you can see, same low, same high. This is where it kind of gets a little bit difficult. If you and I, if we looked at this before, I can almost guarantee you, I'm pretty sure we did, on the daily time frame, we were talking about the fact that it was bouncing off of these previous highs. 1 billion %, I bet we were talking about bouncing off those previous highs. Now, bouncing off those previous highs was a great formation. It's lined up and it broke back out. But now we have a confirmed kind of doji formation candle at a lower high. That's very conflicting. I don't like it. In this case, because I don't like that, we have a lower high on the oscillator, which I also don't like. Now, there could be a little bit of divergence formation here, which is a little bit hidden. There could be a little bit of hidden divergence in this kind of play, because you do have almost a higher low. It's a lower low. You kind of have a higher low almost, but this is the daily, of course. In this state right now, if I can remove any of this, yes, broke the BOS. Good call, Fame. Good call. Broke the BOS, right? Didn't hold support on it. On the daily, this is a lower high. When I see lower highs, I'm not a fan. This could be the start of a potential reversal. Lower high forming. We also have a potential lower high on the oscillator and a lower low. If I were to mark this off, look, that is lower than that low. Still counts. Lower low. Now, once again, this doesn't mean that it's going to fully just dump, right? This means we go back to retest previous levels. Right now, you have a way higher probability of retesting this level here of roughly 15, right where it bounced before. Way higher probability on a daily chart of bouncing off that level. That's why we now dive into the 4-hour. We take a look. Now 17, because of that beautiful little golden pocket there, close to the 50% retracement, usually is always going to have a few buyers step in, because what needs to happen, right? On TIA here, you have higher low, higher low, higher low, lower high. Trend is starting to reverse. So if that's the case, then on the daily, we could get another retest of that support around 15, which lines up perfectly with this order block here. Everything's kind of lining up. But in this case also, in order for that to go lower, to get a nice trend formation, we need a lower high to get formed, right? Also, FOMC right now on the minutes here. Let's just jump over it. We'll get back to TIA really fast. Let's see if we get any reactions here. Let's go to Bitcoin. See if it's gonna. That's probably the biggest thing to watch on Bitcoin. 5-minute reactions. ES is going to react a lot more. US markets will react a lot more, but it's always good to see how Bitcoin reacts a bit, because then you'll know. Then you'll know if it's more important or not for the crypto side of things, which it might not be. Let's see. Yes, I'm going to put these side by side. Bitcoin. And here you go. 5-minute on Bitcoin. We have the now, for those of you that aren't used to FOMC, okay, a lot of the times what's going to happen is this going to spike down like this, and then more than likely it will spike right back up. I'm going to go look at 1 second. I'm going to look at the calendar really quick. That's getting posted right now. Interest rate decision is the important thing. It looks like it was hit. It looks like it was the same, but we're going to, obviously we have the minutes. I could pull the minutes up, but I'm not going to. But we can see the reaction accordingly. Let's go into TIA while we're watching this, all right? Let's go back to where we were. So, I did not mean to do that. No. Now I'm just confusing myself. Get rid of this interval. There you go. 5-minute BTC. I'm going to watch it. A lot of times, like we said, we get these wicks and then it rejects, or it bounces back or it rejects. Let's go back to the 4-hour on this guy really quick. Oh, I have the, I need to apply these indicators to entire layout. There you go. So I have the updated versions. Make sure you're updated to the latest LuxAlgo for sure. In this case, let me double check this really quickly. There we go. Now we save. Bam, save it. All right, like we said before though, that shot we want to hold over 17. We'll see if it does over 17. Then we could consider it. But right now, I will say because of the oscillator flipping, it's flipping back, right? Because the oscillator flipping back on TIA, we definitely want to see a lower high form. That's what I would look for. If we get a lower high form, you're probably going to go lower. Yeah, more than likely, the interest rates were left unchanged. Now, in this case, though, interest rates left unchanged. That was the prediction. Oh, it did post. Sorry. It did. Sorry. That's what the black means. Okay. It posted interest rates still unchanged. Okay. That's good. It's a good sign. That means we're on track. Now, we wait for, it's 5.5%. We wait for now Jerome to talk here in 26 minutes. Jerome's going to do his little fun manipulation. He's going to make the market go crazy as all the algorithms try to trade the data and things that he says. You'll probably get a lot of that in 26 minutes. Now, the other thing is we have to focus on his overall outcome and the idea around rate cuts throughout this year. If rate cuts comes up and it's a topic that's important, you're going to probably see some really strong bullish action come in. So just be prepared for that in 26 minutes. So far, rates unchanged. That's a good sign. Let's get back into our overall analysis for you guys. But in this case, $17, looking for a lower high on TIA because the oscillator formation is broken. Let's see it. Good position for TIA. No, but we think it's going to at least hit 15 first. 15 I like a lot more than I like it going any higher. But we'll wait. It works for BlackRock. He's a part of the matrix. ADA. He's a part of the matrix. Look, music, if I knew what TIA was, I'd say, I would tell you everything about it, but I just analyze what you guys want to see. For the people. Jacob 2024. Let's go. All right. ADA. Cardano. And we know you all love your Cardano. We all love Mr. Cardano. All right. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. I will say we're going to jump back on Bitcoin here in approximately... We're going to jump back on Bitcoin. Once again, for those of you that are tuning in now, we will be back on Bitcoin in approximately 25 minutes. Back on Bitcoin in approximately 25 minutes. Or if this thing starts breaking out like crazy, I'm going to add alerts here because it's already starting to get popped back up. Hold on. When we have the press conference happening, we will get back on it. That'll be near the end of the stream too. So we'll look at kind of the reaction from the beginning and then talk about it later. Okay. Let's hop into ADA. We have alerts set up, so you'll hear it just as much as I hear it, okay? ADA. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This price point is fantastic. It looks like we can get in a nice move. He said, short in EOS. Can I close or hold? We'll look at that in a sec. I do kind of want to suggest, guys, if you want us to go over some trades that you're in, besides what you suggest, because obviously I'm assuming a lot of these that you suggest you are in, but if you're currently in trades and you guys want us to kind of react to them and let you know what we're thinking, what we're seeing, we can do that 100%. We just have to have you submit, obviously, the trades, so we can see if you did good or if you did bad. We can judge you if you want. That's up to you guys. But in this case, guys, we do have a very nice gap bullish divergence. That's the first thing I'm really eyeing here. Gap bullish divergence on the oscillator matrix. Lower low, higher low. Beautiful. That's the first sign of this is the great level to consider that bounce. Start of the bounce. And it's happening. It's happening. It's like that meme. It's happening. Okay, now we had 46, right? We had 46. This price point here, this level on the oscillator is actually pretty significant because look where this held right above that 50% level, which is good to see. We broke structure on the oscillator. That's a double thumbs up, right? Broke structure on the oscillator. This is looking very good on ADA for a reversal. I'm not going to say that this is the low right now because on the daily, we are continuing to set lower highs. Continuing to set lower highs, right? You can see that trend. We can go right down the slope. Let's see here. Which one do we want to pull from? I mean, there's a slope there, but this is the major slope we're watching. Right? Here's that slope, right? It's right at that slope. So there is a kind of rough range of resistance. And that's why a cool drawing tool you can use is the rotated rectangle. So we can do the rotated rectangle in this case like this. Kind of move her in, and there you go. This is the rough range we're kind of in here because it's not exactly on that perfect trend, right? Still setting lower highs on the daily on ADA. That's the only thing I do not like. But I do like that it's starting to bounce right here. Let's dive into the 4 hour. The other big thing is that it has fully pretty much filled this entire buy side imbalance. Let's go to the 4 hour. 4 hour on ADA. Wowza. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is what you want to see. Once again, the only thing I don't like and where things can come into a conflict stance is the fact that this right here got broken on the oscillator. That got broken there. That swing. The swing low on the oscillator got broken. But this is a healthy retracement to potentially continue in this move. Came up rejected to the 55s. Now that I think about it, I think we talked about that in the 55s. But we have this full retracement here off this high. We have bounced off that 50% retracement. Looks really strong, right? Looks good. The only thing I don't like is that oscillator. Now, this is another state here on this 4 hour. If I do say so myself, This break, I think we're going to retest 53, maybe. The only thing that is conflicting with me as well here is this level right here, where it's already starting to show a little bit of rejection action going on. That level is important to me in this case. Very important to me. Off of 52. 52, very important. Let's get over 52 first. Then I kind of like it a little bit more for a very clean breakout. For now, though, because that broke structure, there is a possibility on a lower high being formed. For now, we will lean a little bit bullish on the 4-hour. I would say 52% bullish on the 4-hour, 48% bearish. So we're not fully there just yet. We were fully there on this little uptrend we were forming because we were having higher lows after a divergence, which is really good on the oscillator. Now, if we want to continue this trend, if you want to be completely safe, ADA is going to $8, $10 this cycle. That would be awesome. Where it's at 50 cents, that'd be insane. But you might be a little crazy on that one. In this case here, because let's be realistic, breaking out of that high would be your safe bet. Wait for that high break. You actually want to play it safe. That's your ticket out. That's your ticket to ride. Great board game. Okay, 53 though. Yes, that's what I want. I want that full breakout. Get that full breakout, then you do have plenty of levels to the upside. Here's what you see on the oscillator. You get a full breakout, something like that. Bounce off that 50. So you're going to get one of these little guys here, full break. Pull back like that. Look what happens if I pull this down here. Look what happens if you pull that fib. I mean, there you go. Right off the 50% retracement. Can't make that ish up. Beautiful. It could go retest that high right there, set 58. Again, though, we need to break out first. Okay. So that's what I'm really watching right now. Safe bet, breaking 53.80. Playing it off of 53.80. Price holding above 53.80. Trading it from there up to 58, 59, 58. If not, if this sets a lower high, which is why I don't like the oscillator. If this sets a lower high, not a huge fan. But what could happen is you could see a little bit of consolidation here and then bust. All right. Very possible for that as well. If it can hold 50, you're okay right now. Holds 50, you're okay. But the idealist, safest bet is breaking out of 53.8. Okay. So watch that on ADA and we'll come back to it. All right. On to our next one. I'm not going to look. Didn't hit. One more time. One more time. Dude. All right, Link. Mr. Link. You are my friend. Okay. Wow. Start with the daily. What did I eat for breakfast this morning, Dragon? Just raw egg yolks. I'm just so pumped up. Raw egg yolks. Give me blaze in the morning. All right. No, I can't tell you my breakfast. It's the breakfast of champions. Okay. But maybe someday I'll tell you my secret. All right, we are we're at the top of this range, right? This is big. That essentially, did we go over Link yesterday? We talked about this range before. I know we did. This is when we say considering range trading is the beauty. This is the beauty of it. I can't remember if it was yesterday or on Monday. One of these days we did go over this, and I'm almost positive we said 58.732. Honestly, in my opinion, I might need to just draw out what we're talking about, and when we're done talking about it, leave those up, and then come back tomorrow and be like, wham, look at this, wham, look at that, right? That could be kind of cool. That'd be pretty lit. See, like draw out our prediction type thing. That would be awesome. Maybe that's what we do. Okay. Yeah, I think we should do that. Link right now. Daily chart. This is tough. This is tough. It's tough because it's in a range, right? Let's pull up volume. Volume can be very important when it's in ranges. Let's pull up a volume indicator. Let's see. Okay, we bounced off the low range. Volume still decreasing. I don't like that. All right, since I don't like that, we got lower highs forming. This was still a range formation. I don't like that. No. Okay, so here's what we're going to say on this. This is important. Listen close. Top of the range. Right now, top of the range. Since this is the top of the range at 75, this is important level. There's two things that could happen. Right now, the one thing I do like is that it's setting higher lows, right? Setting higher lows on this guy. That's good. But it's also setting lower highs. This is where it's extremely conflicting. We'll look at the 4 hour. Let's look at the 4 hour first before we make our prediction. 4 hour first in the bag. Oh, yep. This is beautiful range trade. Beautiful range trading at this very moment. This is gorgeous. Wow, what consolidation. Okay, we're at the high. We're coming off the high. We haven't fully broken this. This is one thing I will say. It does like to range up here. It could be waiting on news. That's probably why it could be ranging. We're at the highs, though. These highs here on the oscillator, it's still above them. That's tough. It's still above them. There's two things that could happen. We could go retest this high at 16. We could retest the high at 16 to 16.5. It's very possible. Very possible we test the high at 16.5. You can see. You good? You good, Mickey? Mickey, we heard Mickey sneeze on stream. That's not me. It's not my dog. That's Mickey in the background. Okay. But at this point, we have 16 at the highs, right? 16 at the highs. That's a tough spot. I will say we are extended on this little uptrend here. We are trying to bounce off this imbalance off previous highs. If anything, this could come up to 16. If you want the breakout, what's going to have to happen? It's going to have to come up and go right through like this. This is that upside move. Who shorted the likes? I don't know, but you better find them. You better find them. I'd probably analyze something they didn't like because they were in bad. They were down bad or something. We just said it's going to keep going. But here you go. If here's bull case scenario, price holds above this level. We're doing this. Bull case scenario. I'm dropping this down to thin. Price holds above this, right? You get a turning point literally here on the next two candles. You get a turning point. It goes up, rallies through that, right? Second scenario, though, that I think is higher probability on the daily. This thing, because of that profile range. Bear with me. Because of this profile range here. Here. Yes. We're at the top of the range. Top of the range. Okay? We're at the top of the range. We reject the range. We come back down. That's bear case scenario. Right? Top of the range. Now, being at the top of the range, we have lower highs forming. This is what we would see on the oscillator. That's our game plan. That's our game plan. Daily, we see that. If it doesn't happen, we see the breakout. Right? We see a little bit of formation like this. That's our bull case. For now, though, heavy on the bear side. Heavy on the bear side for Link. Let's go to the 4 hour. We're going to leave this here. We'll see it tomorrow. We're going to leave this here. We'll see it tomorrow. But here you go. Right now, heavy on the bear side for now, unless that 16.5 range breaks. Ooh, Bitcoin. Let's go back into Bitcoin. Okay. 5 minute. Where you at? Bitcoin breaking down. There you go. Bitcoin breaking down. FOMC. Remember FOMC, very important. That's very important. Very important to understand FOMC. Okay. We'll come back to Link. See where we're at. I need to delete Link here, but next up is Sui. All right, Mr. Link, get back here. Here we go. Yeah, who the heck shorted the likes? All right. Now I'm pissed.
Wow. Wowza. 4 hour looks beautiful on SUI. Let's go to the daily, though. I think this one actually was at all-time highs. I don't know why I picked this one. But okay, we'll talk about it. So this is quite interesting. This is a different type of formation that we like to see for potential bullish continuation. Now, remember what we talked about. Remember we talked about when we see that structure break on the opposite side of things, we consider that it could be setting up for reversal. But this thing has been setting higher highs while the oscillator has been slightly downtrending, which could be in what you call a hidden divergence, right? A hidden divergence. In this case, we have that hidden divergence. Here you go. If that's the formation, this is what we watch for. Daily price point needs to bounce right off this level here. This is the price you would look for. BOS bounce. BOS bounce off here. There's your bullish setup. Go to that 4 hour time frame. We have that higher formation already formed. Similar situation. There's your bullish setup. That right now is the highest probability in my opinion. It did set same highs here. If you want to go bearish, this is interesting. If you want to go bearish, you have to break below that high. That 50% right here has to break. This is what we're going to do. We're going to just draw a circle. 50%. That level has to break there. These highs have to break. I'm going to draw this too. Those highs have to break down there if you want to be bearish. So long as price holds over 145, it will go higher. I feel strongly about this going higher if it holds over 145. If it cannot hold over 145, it will end up breaking down. If it breaks down, what we look for, go back to the daily, that breakdown formation. I mean, this thing is trending so well. It's hard to say that this thing might break down. But if it does break down, your first step is that lower order block that we pointed out there with this imbalance that's still left over. It hasn't fully gotten filled. So that's where I would look for on this. Okay. That's what I would look for on this. So let's see if that wants to continue to the downside here on 95. 95 would be the lowest, I think, in this area here above those previous highs. But for now, if it holds over, Bitcoin is probably crashing because of FOMC. If you're not familiar with FOMC, go look it up. It's not crashing hard. I wouldn't say that. This is not hard. For those of you that have suffered through the deep, dark depths of Bitcoin under 5,000, know what I'm talking about when it says crashing hard. Okay, this is not crashing hard. This is not crashing hard. Not even close. Not even close. If you've been to the depths of Bitcoin with me and having to turn off your miners because it was not profitable anymore below $10,000, below $5,000, and you could have just bought Bitcoin and ridden this through the highest value it's ever been, then you would know the deep dark depths of a massive sell-off. So don't say Bitcoin's crashing hard, because it is not. A lot of pain there. You just brought back horrible memories. Thank you for that. Okay. Let's go on to the next one, so I don't have to relive that. AVAX. Avalanche. Let's look at it. HODL, though. HODL is literally the name of the game, baby. If you can HODL, you're in it. You're in the winners club. HODL for life. HODL for life. Okay. It says 6 minutes on the board, but we will go through every single one. Just bear with me. Okay? We'll go through every single one. You know what? I'm going to loop this. We're going to loop it. We are going to... If I can figure out where the heck it is, we're going to make sure this is looped. It probably will reset, which is fine. But we have to get through these. Okay, we have to get through these. Okay, ADA. Let's see what we got. Beautiful ADA. Breaking through that. Breaking through that downtrend. Remember, we had that chotch. We had the bounce off the imbalance. Beautiful, beautiful bounce off the imbalance.
Have the chotch. I mean, overall, this thing definitely is like beautiful. I mean, get out of here. Avalanche, you are the one. This is the one. This is the one. 100%. This is the one. Avalanche. However you're being traded, keep doing it. Please don't stop. This is the one, Avalanche. I mean, the fact that this body closed and wicked through the 50% retracement level off of an imbalance back through the 382 into some highly traded volume range. I mean, you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong with this. Absolutely incredible. Let's dive into the 4 hour. This has broken a daily downtrend, which is great. Now, looking at this, what do you see? You see a previous large bearish volume that was on the far, this was on here for a while. Since December on the 4 hour, been large bearish volume. You now have a V-bounce formation, in this case, a pretty crooked inverse head and shoulders, but very similar to an inverse head and shoulders. Right now, though, the only thing I don't like is this uptrend structure did get broken on the oscillator. You have a lower high that formed, but guess what? It did form at a higher high. This is not a bearish divergence. In this case, actually, yes, it is. Please ignore that. Lower high oscillator, higher high on price. That is a bearish divergence. Please ignore what I just said. We did have a bearish divergence in this case. A little more hidden than normal because it did extend down quite a bit. So because of that, there is a potential head and shoulders formation at these highs on the 4 hour of Avalanche. But I will say the daily is what intrigues me the most. This could be a very healthy retracement on Avalanche. As you can see here, we have a 50% retracement coming all the way down to a core value level below $33. That's fantastic. That's what you want to see. If that happens, you more than likely will see buyers step in between this range here, between the high of 33.30 and the low of 32. That's what I will watch for buyers. If sellers take that level, you will probably retest $30. If 30 breaks, then I honestly couldn't tell you. I think 27 would break pretty quickly because that is that low down there. But once again, this is that golden pocket. This is what you are looking for. If it repeats what it's been doing, this is what you'll see. Now, this is if it does want to continue lower. Now, you do technically have a head and shoulders on the 4 hours trying to form. If it does come back up here a bit and show resistance off 36, that's where I would look for. If that happens, off 36. Now, it has broken this low and is trying to show support. So we're showing support off this imbalance. We're also showing support off of some previous lows and this sell side imbalance here that is not marked due to the volatility thing. So all that's lining up in an interesting formation. So 36 here first needs to get broken. You need to show support off 36 if you want to continue higher. That is our prediction to the upside. Here's your upside prediction. Right? That's your upside prediction. Retest the high, bounce off 36, or blow right through 36. Either way, just breaking through. The retracement prediction would be similar to this. This is a pretty clean retracement on a 4 hour. You would get this oscillator more than likely to reverse pretty easily off of something like this, right? That's what you want to look for if we were to continue higher for that retracement. If not, if it breaks through that low, we would look for that. So here on the daily, though, similar situation. This is where it gets really good, right? This is where it gets really good and makes me smile. In this case, we broke structure on the oscillator. Structure broke. It swung up. It broke out from that lower high that it set, all right, on Avalanche here. Broke that lower high. This perfectly indicates that 50% retracement that we were just talking about on the oscillator here to set up for that bigger bull run. Now, if this thing continues to come down, remember, this is what we look for. This is more likely to what's happening, right? Into the high 80s. So it is looking pretty good, but temporary, short term on the 4 hour, so long as the 34 can hold. If we can break 36, we're going to get that breakout. If we break below 34, you're probably going to get that retracement into the 32s. The 33 and the 32 range there, which is what I would really want to watch for. If that happens, we want to see buys. If buys don't happen, then we'll probably go test 27 pretty easily. So make sure you check that out and keep an eye on it. Okay, that's AVAX. That's Avalanche. On to the next one, my friends. On to the next one. ICP, not ICT, but ICP. Not ICUP, ICP. Okay. Wow. Now this, my friends, is a beautiful inverse head and shoulders. If you've never seen one before, this is how you see them in the real world, right? Beautiful inverse head and shoulders. This is real world inverse head and shoulders here. And we've talked about this. Now, similar to what we just watched, just saw on Avalanche. We have a bounce off this low. We have a high. Guess what's happening? It has come back to that 50% retracement. We're seeing buys. Right now, not a bad risk to reward. Not a bad risk to reward right here to target those highs. That's what I would say at this current moment. Not a bad risk to reward. Okay. You're seeing this retracement, right? This is perfect. You're seeing this retracement. Okay. Bouncing off that resistance. So I don't like that there's a lower high that got formed here, but I will say this was a turning point that didn't form when it came down. And you could consider this now retracing to do something like that. Time for a beer now. What I going on? Why are dumping when rate came as expected? We're not really dumping, I will say. Unless Bitcoin's down like 10%. What is it at now? Oh no, Bitcoin's just still green on the day. So come back to me when Bitcoin's actually dumping. All right. Go back to ICP. In this case, though, and when we start talking, when Jerome starts speaking, which it happens in right now. Yes, it's happening right now. Keep an eye on the markets. Okay. In this case, though, for ICP, right? Powell is live. Yeah, he just went live. Powell is now live. But in this case, with ICP, we did break out of that daily downtrend. We have had this retracement. If this closes like this, it looks very good for a continuation. If not, once again, you can roast me. Now, this also, the only difference here is that you do have FOMC forming at this very moment. It is occurring right now. Really do like that this thing is starting to set a turning point down here. Sorry. So we'll see kind of how this plays out in the next 4 hours. Now, this is a retracement zone. If you know me, I do like to see a bounce off of change characters. I also do like to see actual proper structure shift. But in this case, this is a great risk to reward for a like day trade, or not day trade, but for like a swing trade type situation, a lower swing trade bouncing off this imbalance with this very large body candle. But you do have the interest rates being talked about right now, which is something that's very important. Okay, so in that case, you can see here, 5 hour or 5 minute here. We're coming off this high. Bitcoin is coming off. It's actually not as aggressive as I would have assumed. Let me see here. ES here, you can see it going back and forth. ES is going to react a little bit more, and the NASDAQ as well. But Bitcoin coming off of this, look here. This is a level right now you'd want to watch, actually, 43K, 4 hour. But like we said on ICP there, guys, it looks very good. Great retracement. Bitcoin, remember, we wanted to see 44K breakout. That's big. 44K break on Bitcoin is huge. So let's keep an eye on that. Right now, we are rejecting that high yet again, pretty much because of FOMC. That's why you always wait for FOMC. It's very important. Now, remember, on the 4 hour, we said we don't like the 4 hour very much, right? We do not like the 4 hour very much because it did break that structure. If you get a reject here, you're probably going to come back to the 42 rough level there, okay? But it did bounce beautifully off of that. That's what we wanted to see. FOMC driving this lower now. It's not a great sign. So we'll see kind of how it plays out here in a little bit. So definitely focus on the, let's go to 4 hour again. Let's definitely focus on that same level down here. That is starting to come down to, okay? So right now, because of FOMC, here's my overall interest here's my overall interest on this, is you had a breakout here. You could form a slight bull flag if we were to eventually get that big break. If something like this forms, you have to set a lower low, right? Lower low would form. It's not bad. This range here on Bitcoin's pretty good. All the way down to this low here, because that's a previous high as well. Now, the only thing like I said, I already don't like is the fact that this structure got breaking on the 4 hour, which means I would be a little bit bearish on this 4 hour for a decent retracement before we do continue yet again. 4 hour here, in this case, a proper overall retracement would be that 50% retracement, right? So coming back down to that spot is kind of what you would really, really watch for if we were to have like a really good retracement. But in this case here, even on the daily, we talked about this in the past. In this current move, that retracement has already been pretty healthy. So here you go, though. Powell loves tractors. Here you go on this. So daily does look good, I will say, on Bitcoin. If this daily can close green, you can notice, you can't see it, but Bitcoin on the right there, or right here, you can see Bitcoin still green. It's still green on the day, right? So don't be saying it's dumping when it's still green on the day. That's big. Now, the other thing for this current state that it's in, look at this formation. You have somewhat of a similar, this is a interesting, it's not really a head and shoulders, but you do have a potential of a type of head and shoulders formation. Remember, these things don't have to be perfect every time to have the same structure, right? So if the structure is there, it will play out usually the same. So in this case right now, I wouldn't say that I would be full on bearish on the 4 hour. Still bullish on the 4 hour, or sorry, on the daily. Still bullish. ICP though, let's go back to that really quickly, because this is what I want to do. We're gonna create let's just create an account here. We're gonna just say swing trades, crypto swings. Let's put a million into this. Failed to create an account. Okay, brother. Crypto swing trades. What do you mean that was? Well, okay. I had to do underscores, I guess. So honestly, I will say, if you're willing to hold this for a swing, this is a great risk to reward right here. Let's see how it plays out into tomorrow. Again, this is not financial advice, guys. This is paper trading. I'm visually paper trading. Don't follow what I'm doing. This is for fun. I want you guys to see, great risk to reward. You got that change. It's, this is very probable. Very, very good probability. Day trading is not 100%. Swing trading is not 100%. If you want to actually be very successful in trading, you need to long-term trade, right? In this case, though, we are paper trading. This is not financial advice. I'm going to take an entry on this, see how it plays out into tomorrow. That way we can have something to go by. All right? That way we can have something to go by. We're just going to set this to, like, I don't know, let's do 13, 15. 15, let's say. Stop loss for now, 11, 20. And let's see, wouldn't it buy, like, 1,000 of these? In paper money, once again, in paper money, we can just say market. Here you go. What am I doing buying 1,000? Let's buy more. Hold on. Modify. Wait, no. I have to do this. Hold on. No, I have to just buy more. Let's buy 9,000 more. Yeah, let's buy 9,000 more. Okay, $6,000 lost. All right, so here you go. This is how you would play it, right? Play that swing low. Play that swing low. As your stop, right? Right below that low. Easy. If you get stop run, you get stop run. But in this case, for the TP, I put all the way up here. For the TP here, go to that 4 hour. Remember, we had that beautiful little bounce there. My overall take profit would be at this high yet again. So in this case, for this risk to reward, let's see it. Great risk to reward here. Yeah, 2-to-1. Thank you. 2-to-1. Now, we do have FOMC happening, so at any point, stuff like this can just dumpy. In this case, though, I would honestly want to... hold on. Let's do this. Let's make this. I won't let me modify. Well, I won't let me modify the amount. Because in this case, guys, I would actually take some off at each swing point. So right now I would take some off probably here, take some off here, and then take some off here. But for fun, there you go. We entered a trade, and we will come back to it based on what we saw today. I'm feeling a little bit confident because Bitcoin and ETH did exactly what we predicted to do overnight. Okay? Exactly what we predicted to do overnight. So in this case, I might be overconfident in this trade. I will say the risk reward here is ideal. That's your risk reward. For anything for long-term confidence wise, if you're not, I would recommend always not swinging, swinging long-term as in 1 to 2 years. I would always recommend if you're going to day trade to wait for the proper setups after a retracement type setup. In this case, like this. But this is good risk reward. So we try it. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Maybe I'll be even more confident tomorrow if this plays out. But we're already at $400. Double Vision, my screen says 114 likes. It's at 130. Let's go. Great job, guys. ICP, guys, tomorrow we'll see how that's playing out. Bada boom, bada bang. This is not financial advice. This is paper trading. This is not real. I can say it again. I can type it on the screen. I will type it on the screen if I have to. Let's go to this next one you guys mentioned. All right, forget it. XRP. I just like this one so much. It's like I just felt like it was honestly the perfect setup. Okay, XRP. Bouncing off the 48. Wow, that's awesome. This bounce is great. We are continuing to downtrend. So in this case, this is the spot where I would say you are my financial advisor. Whew, okay, don't put it down, please. All right. In this case, right now, this is something where structure needs to break, right? Structure needs to break. 54 on XRP needs to break for me to be bullish on this. On the daily, you can already see bullish price action forming at these lows. I will say, though, if we go to like a weekly chart, this is great value, guys. This is great value. If we were to fully take a full position within XRP, I would want to see 2 green days at least in a row off these lows, or something like this in a support range. If you're somebody that wants to hold this for 10 plus years and you believe in the tech, you've done your due diligence, this is great value. 50 cents is great value. We talked about this on stream. Yet again, another prediction playing out as predicted. We talked about getting into the 50. Wow. Goodness gracious. I'm just blown away. All right, hopefully the rest goes out. I'm just going to dump all my money into crypto if I'm doing this well in crypto. This is beautiful. You said ES is mooning? You guys quit with these. Actually, ES is back green, wasn't it? Yeah, I was red a lot of the day. Powell. Leave interest rates unchanged. Breaking. We'll see what happens. I need it. Whoa. Insane. Overall, though, Powell saying some interesting stuff, getting these guys rocking and rolling in this case. Beautiful. But Bitcoin, back to it. You can see it's coming back. Gotta love it. Bitcoin ain't dumping no more. All right. See, that's what I mean. Sells off, bounces back. It just all comes down to what Powell's saying, okay? All comes down to that. XRP, one more time. We talked about this. We said this probably has a high probability of hitting 50 cents, and it did. Too much pimento? Is that what you're trying to say? Pimento peppers? Dude, pimento is the bomb. Pimento's the bomb. Chilies, also the bomb. In this case, XRP, guys, off of the 50 cents was the best value you could get right now. Was the best value. So if you got it below 50 cents, congratulations. You got the best value at this very moment in time. We talked about this on the previous streams. I would pull it up, but we're kind of running low on time. In this case, though, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bounce off of the 48 there. We talked about great value on XRP. Great value for buys, long term. That's all I would say. If it actually ends up breaking down, though, I wouldn't just say consider selling it unless some bad news comes through on XRP, but great value. EOS. Somebody said they were in an EOS position. Is that person still here? They probably are upset. Also, Up 300. Up 300. Noise. All right. Somebody said they were in EOS short earlier. I know that for a fact. Are they still here? This is quite interesting. Not too shabby. Okay, first off, 4 hour, I see we broke downtrend, right? Or broke that temporary uptrend. We set a lower high on the oscillator. Everything lined up there after a bearish divergence, as you can see here. Pop, pop. Another divergence there, setting up, lower high. And this thing just beautiful. If you took a trade off of any of these candles here on like 71.53, that was a beautiful short if you're in up there. I will say right now, you're okay right now for this EOS short. You're okay right now. I will say your key point to watch, and it lines up perfectly with this imbalance here, is this. I mean, it's beautiful. Is that low to high? Let's just talk about the imbalance. This low here, the reason I like it a lot is, for one, you have it as support and you have it as resistance. This is very, very important. Okay. If price can stay below 70.53, 70.50, that is where that I would continue to hold short. If it can stay below that. Okay. If it breaks back over that and tries to fill this imbalance, I would be, I mean, overall, if you want to be a safe bullish, I wouldn't have your stop loss up here. If you gotten short off 71 right now, your stop loss should be moving down with your position, right? Which we will do on our ICP trade. We will do that on our ICP trade once the stop is worth moving. Always move your stop. Okay, so if this holds below, though, 70.50, then stay short. All right. If it breaks above that, you could play through this candle high. This candle high is 71.53. That would be my lowest point in stopping. This candle high here is 71.59. This is 71.53. So I would put it probably at 71.60. Maybe a little bit higher. Do like 71.70. 71.70 maybe would be my highest point on stops right now. Moving that stop down. Moving that stop down. Taking that drawdown and saving it, right? So right there, 71.60, 71.70, somewhere around there is where I would put that stop. Now, if it stays, again, below 70.50, I would hold on tight. You still have room. I think you have room at least down to this. Man, that was a good little spike down there. You had a low 68 cents. That's beautiful. You do potentially have a move down to roughly like the 67 cents. Let's look at the daily, though. The daily could conflict with what we're looking at. That's the only problem. Okay. The daily here is printing a rough bullish divergence. That's the only thing I would say right now. You have a higher low on the oscillator. Guess what? You had a lower low forming here. But so far, it has failed. You have a lower low that formed into today. That turning point's trying to turn today. If that breakout does happen, like we talked about, more than likely this turning point's going to go away if it happens by the end of the day, right? That turning point would probably go away. But I will say it's trying to form a reversal in a sense right now. It's trying to form a reversal. I do like that it came down here and it tried to break this swing low, and it kind of did. It wicked it a bit. So it is still leaning bearish, in my opinion. If this day closes green, though, if you're in short and today closes green, I would just be on your toes, okay? Because it could be, that trade could be over. But again, that could be over. BOS, break a structure, change character, change character. CO, Chotch, change character. Essentially, Chotches mean that the overall trend structure is changing. BOS means trend structure is continuing, okay? But again, Chotch and BOS, they're both breaks of structure, regardless. Okay, but in this case, if you have the indicator, that's pretty much what they mean with the continuation versus changes and like a reversal. But again, if this day does close green, just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful. Remember, the price point we wanted to hold below in this case was 70.50. Okay, 70.50, very important price point to watch on EOS. Guys, that is all. That is all the tickers. We'll go back to Bitcoin. See what she's doing now. She's playing around. She's having fun. Playing around, having a good time. Hey, we're up 500 on ICP. Beautiful. That was actually a bull flag formation on the 5-minute there. Up 500 ICP. We'll see if maybe that 10,000 plays out into tomorrow. That'd be pretty lit. On the daily, though, honestly, seeing this, look at the daily formation. In my opinion, now I'm going to move this actually to here, right at those closes. That's a pretty safe play. That would put us at, let's see here, pretty much a 2-to-1. But we'll keep an eye on it. I'll put it there for now. On the daily, though, sorry, that's not what I meant to look at. Bitcoin. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Only those drawings up. Bitcoin seems it's starting to reject, setting that lower high. Again, this is all fueled by Powell speaking, okay? Powell speaking. These things can do crazy numbers. It can go all the way down 5%, it can go all the way up 5%, and go all over the map, as you can see here. This could get crushed and just drive through a new low in about 2 seconds. It's very possible. That's why these days you have to be very, very careful with trading big assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum. The nice part is crude oil doesn't really care about it. So you could trade crude oil or any oil stocks for the most part. And then gold does care about it. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure gold does. Nat gas, as you can see, also doesn't really care about it. So if you're trading anything that's major like Bitcoin that's related to these economies, you have to be very careful when you have these interest rates. Even for Canada, Canada affects them. Not nearly as much as the U.S. does, but overall, it does. Guys, we're almost running on 2 hours here, so I think we're gonna close out. Hopefully today came with some value. Hopefully you have a little bit more understanding of what to look for and how you feel the rest of the day could play out. Hopefully our ICP trade plays out. That would be cool. Now we do have FOMC still trading off, which is kind of rough for entering a trade. I wouldn't necessarily recommend always entering the trade. But again, when I see a good risk reward setup, it's always kind of worth sometimes taking it. Again, this is not financial advice, guys. I wish I could be. I wish it could be, but it's not. We're paper trading. That's why we bought 10,000 of them. But overall, safest route is investing over time, investing when there's good value, and you can see all of that plotted on your chart when you use the LuxAlgo indicators, like I've already explained a million times. You can utilize them to give you good value, good price points to enter. Now, in that case, once again, long-term trading, holding, believing in something, understanding earnings, understanding how these coins are creating and advancing technology is the biggest thing that's going to be successful in the long run. So pay attention to these coins, be safe, and understand when is a good time to trade, when is a bad time to trade today. When it comes to day trading, not swing trading, when it comes to day trading today, it's probably going to set the sentiment, the FOMC is very important today, so it's something that I would never recommend trading during FOMC because crazy things can happen. If you're swinging, don't worry about it. Wait till we get the full report throughout today, then make your decision tomorrow or near the end of the day. But overall, something to consider, guys. We have a completely free Discord for you. That you can join in the description. Dame, I'm glad to see you back here. Dame was one of our giveaway winners last week, guys. If you want to win $100, we're picking 3 winners on Friday. You have to be present in the stream to enter. You also have to be subscribed, so make sure you subscribe because that's the only way you'll be a winner. But other than that, we have a free Discord. In that free Discord, Mickey is live every morning, okay? He's live in the mornings, sometimes in the afternoons. Sometimes the man might go live 24/7 one day. Who knows? The man's always there to help you. He's the best community manager you could ever ask for. So go check him out. Go check out the Discord. I'm in there as well sometimes, but we're hanging out in there. You can get updates on other things like our indicators and learning about the backtesting system, stuff like that. Again, though, Mickey's way ahead of me. The Twitter guys, we have constant analysis throughout the day, right? Not just on the stream. We have constant analysis on the Twitter. Go follow that at LuxAlgo. We have even better predictions there, and it's not even me. It's not even the god. It's not even the TA god that's putting those out. It's our other TA god. His name is Chris. We might have him on the stream at some point, but the guy is a genius with some of these analysis on the stream or on the Twitter. So make sure you go and follow that for constant updates on certain things. Yes, we have MT5 indicators. Go check out the library. All you have to do is Mickey, hit him with it. Hit him with the free. Mickey the bot. But again, we do have a free library with MT4 indicators. Go check it out on the website, luxalgo.com/library. But there you go. 2 hours, man. We're going to try to bring in some more fun stuff into the stream, especially things like trades and stuff. Our ICP is sitting right around break even, $200 still up right now. But we're going to try to make this a little bit more entertaining, guys. I'm going to try to be a little bit more energetic. Hopefully today I wasn't extremely obnoxious, but I do want to kind of make it entertaining for you guys. So hopefully that was achieved. But other than that, guys, pray for the predictions overnight. Pray FOMC doesn't just ruin us all. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 Eastern every single day here on the LuxAlgo YouTube channel. Thanks again, and I'll see you then. Bye.